Blair. It was really nice meeting you properly at the PTA introduction meeting yesterday. I'm Sarah Miller. I'm genuinely looking forward to getting more involved with the PTA this year. You seem to be very organized and a real leader in the group.
Sarah, yes, I vaguely recall. As you can see, some of us are naturally more instrumental in ensuring the PTA runs smoothly and maintains its rather impeccable reputation. It takes a certain level of dedication and, frankly, understanding of how things are really done around here.
I absolutely agree that dedicated parents are crucial, and I have some extensive experience in event planning from my previous career. I used to manage large corporate events, so I'm quite comfortable with logistics, vendor coordination, and all the details. I was hoping that experience might be useful here.
That's a different world from the kind of events we orchestrate. For our major fundraisers, like the upcoming Fall Gala at the Cyprus Resort, my husband owns it, you know. We have a very established committee with a very specific and, might I add, highly successful vision.
Oh, the Cyprus Resort! I've heard lovely things. Still, even with established teams, extra hands can often be a great help, especially with the sheer amount of work involved. I'm happy to assist with anything, even if it's just managing volunteers or helping with the setup.
We have very particular standards for our events. They reflect a certain level of elegance and exclusivity that our community has come to respect. It's rather crucial for maintaining the right image and attracting the right kind of support.
Elegance and exclusivity are definitely important goals. I have experience with high-end events as well, so I'm confident I can contribute positively, even to events with a sophisticated aesthetic.
Our core team comprises of individuals with a very refined sense of what resonates with our demographic. They are, shall we say, extremely well connected within the more influential circles in town.
Connections are certainly valuable. I also have a fairly extensive network from my professional life that might be beneficial for fundraising or securing sponsorships, if that's ever a need.
That's potentially something to consider down the line. However, our fundraising efforts are typically quite robust through our existing channels. We have a very generous base of long-standing supporters who understand our priorities.
I understand. Still, I'm here and genuinely eager to help the school in any way that would be beneficial. Please don't hesitate to reach out if any unexpected needs arise.
We appreciate the sentiment, Sarah. We tend to rely on parents who have a deep understanding of our ethos and the established way things function within our PTA. It ensures a certain continuity and avoids any, well, let's just say deviations from our proven methods.
Ethos, I see. Well, I'm a quick learner and very adaptable. I'm sure I could align with the PTA's ethos.
It's something that is usually cultivated through years of dedicated involvement and a shared understanding of our community's expectations. Our core members have a very intuitive grasp of these nuances.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to becoming a more involved member of the school community. Please let me know how I can best contribute within that framework.
We will, Sarah. Thank you again for your willingness. We'll be in touch if a suitable opportunity arises for more general, less specialized tasks. Nadia, darling, have you had a chance to look over the initial proposal for the fall gala at the resort? I've CC'd the usual suspects, Tiffany, Chloe, and Julian, of course. We need to get the preliminary brainstorming done before we bring it to the wider group. Wouldn't want to muddy the waters with less refined ideas at this stage.
Blair, yes, I took a quick look. The theme sounds lovely, very Cyprus chic. Tiffany's suggestion for the champagne tower is divine, and Julian's connections with the string quartet are, as always, impeccable. Just wondering, though, shouldn't we include Sarah in this initial planning? She seemed quite enthusiastic at the intro meeting and mentioned having event experience. More hands on deck, you know?
Nadia, sweetie, you know how crucial it is to have a cohesive vision from the outset. Our core group, the four of us, we just get each other. We understand the level of sophistication and the particular expectations of our donor base. Bringing in someone new at this stage, especially someone who might not quite grasp the nuances we're aiming for, could really dilute the initial concept. It's nothing personal against Sarah, of course. She seems perfectly nice. But our fundraising efforts require a certain finesse that comes from years of experience within our specific social circles.
I understand the value of a cohesive vision, Blair, but Sarah did mention managing corporate events. Those can be quite high pressure and require a lot of organizational skill. Maybe she has some insights we haven't considered? Fresh perspectives can sometimes be valuable, can't they?
Darling Nadia, corporate events are hardly the same as orchestrating a glamorous charity gala at a high-end resort. We're talking about a completely different level of ambiance and guest expectation. Our attendees aren't just corporate types looking for a tax write-off. They're established members of the community, many of whom are personal friends. They expect a certain level of exclusivity and polish. Our little quartet here, we instinctively understand that. We know which florists have the right touch, which caterers understand discreet luxury, and which auction items will truly tempt our patrons. It's a delicate ecosystem, and introducing someone who isn't attuned to its subtleties could be, well, let's just say less than ideal.
I see your point about the established dynamic. But excluding someone who's offered to help so early on, does not it risk making them feel unwelcome? We want to encourage participation from new parents, don't we?
Of course we do. And Sarah will absolutely have opportunities to participate. There will be plenty of tasks that require willing volunteers closer to the event. You know, setting up decorations, managing registration, perhaps even assisting with the silent auction item display. Those are all crucial roles, and I'm sure Sarah would be perfectly capable in those areas. But at the initial conceptualization and the strategic planning, that really needs to remain with those who have a proven track record and a deep understanding of our brand, if you will. We've cultivated a certain image for our PTA events, and we need to maintain that consistency.
Your brand, as you call it, Blair, does seem to revolve heavily around the resort and your social connections. It just feels a little insular sometimes, doesn't it? We're a PTA for all the parents at the school, after all.
Nadia, darling, our fundraising efforts directly benefit all the children at the school. And to maximize those benefits, we need to appeal to those who have the capacity to give generously. Our established network understands that, and they respond accordingly. Maintaining a certain level of prestige around our events is simply a strategic necessity. It's not about being exclusionary, it's about being effective. And frankly, involving too many voices in the initial stages can often lead to diluted outcomes. Trust me on this. Our little core group knows what we're doing.
Hey, Nadia, you made it to the PTA meeting today, right? Hi, Sarah. Yes, I was there. You were trying to offer some ideas for the fall gala at Blair's husband's resort, weren't you? Yeah, just a few thoughts on logistics and maybe some alternative vendors to keep costs reasonable. I noticed Blair seemed preoccupied. She was mostly talking with Tiffany and Chloe. That's all right, they seem to have a good handle on things. She mentioned the resort quite a bit, though, how everything there is top-notch. It sounds lovely. I've never been. It is very nice. I remember being there for a charity event a while back. The decor is quite distinctive, very high-quality furniture. Oh, really? What kind of style? A very modern, elegant. I recall noticing the brand, actually. It was Artisan Furnishings, if I remember correctly. Really beautiful stuff. Artisan Furnishings? The name sounds familiar. They're quite well known, I think. High-end designer stuff, very stylish. Blair seemed very proud to be hosting the gala there. Well, it's generous of her and her husband to offer the venue. It is, but she definitely made it clear that it's her connections making it happen. Anyway, I just wanted to say, don't let Blair's focus on her inner circle discourage you. I appreciate you offering to help. Thanks, Nadia. I appreciate that. I'm here to support the school however I can. Well, that's great. And you never know where connections might lead. You mentioned your event planning background. That could be really valuable. I hope so. We'll see how things unfold. Blair, about the fall gala at the Cypress Resort, it's going to be stunning, as always. Charles has such impeccable taste.
Indeed, he understands the importance of creating the right atmosphere. Everything at the resort reflects a certain standard, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I especially admire the furniture, that sleek, modern style. It was all Artisan Furnishings, wasn't it? I recall noticing the nameplates.
Yes, Charles handled all of that during the last renovation. He has a real flair for interior design. They are quite striking.
They are. Such quality. I was browsing their website recently. They have a beautiful new collection, and the CEO is a woman named Sarah Miller, I believe.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be involved in the procurement details. Charles deals with all the suppliers. As long as the resort looks the part, that's his domain.
Right, of course. It just struck me. Sarah, that's the name of the new PTA member who's been so eager to help, isn't it?
Yes, Sarah, it is. What exactly are you suggesting, Nadia? It's a common name.
It is, but Artisan Furnishings is a pretty significant international company. It just seemed like a interesting coincidence. A new PTA member with event planning experience and the CEO of a major company shares her first name?
I still fail to see your point, Nadia. What does the CEO of some furniture conglomerate have to do with Sarah's offers to organize the bake sale?
Artisan Furnishings isn't just any furniture company, Blair. Their designs are featured in high-end establishments worldwide. It just feels like a detail worth noting. You know, Blair, thinking more broadly, involving different people can sometimes lead to really unexpected and positive outcomes. Sarah's enthusiasm is genuine, and her professional background could offer a fresh perspective on the gala. If we use her abilities, we could even attract a wider range of attendees or sponsors. Being a little more inclusive with the planning might surprise you.
Nadia, while I appreciate your egalitarian ideals, we have a very specific vision for this gala, one that has proven incredibly successful in the past. Our core team has cultivated a certain level of expertise and understands precisely what our donors expect. Introducing new, potentially untested ideas at this crucial stage could jeopardize the entire event's success. More importantly, it could jeopardize our fundraising goals for the school. We need to be strategic, and our current approach works.
Hi, Blair. I hope you're having a productive day. I was nearby and thought I'd swing by the Cypress to see if I could lend a hand with the gala prep. You mentioned it gets hectic closer to the date. Let me know if there's anything I can do, even simple tasks.
Sarah, this is rather unexpected. Yes, preparations are underway. However, our core team has a very specific system. Having extra people without understanding our flow can be more disruptive than helpful.
I understand about the system, but I learn quickly and am willing to follow instructions. If there are straightforward tasks, I'm happy to take them on. Even organizing supplies or initial decor setup. I just thought I could be an extra resource.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but the gala setup is quite detailed and requires a specific touch. Our team has been planning for weeks. Everyone has assigned roles aligned with their understanding of our brand. Introducing someone new now could lead to errors.
I see about the detailed planning, but surely there are basic tasks. Moving items, initial layouts, vendor check-in. I'm not looking to take over, just support.
Our dedicated resort staff handles the physical labor. PTA volunteers focus on aesthetics and guest management. Your offer is noted, but without a specific role in our structure, it's not contributing to efficiency.
So you'd prefer I just leave, even though I'm here and willing to help? Seems a bit unwelcoming for a new member.
We welcome strategic participation aligned with our structure. Right now, our team needs to focus without unnecessary distractions. While I appreciate your eagerness, your presence without a pre-assigned role is becoming just that.
A distraction? I'm simply offering assistance, not trying to get in the way.
We are on a tight schedule. Having someone unfamiliar on site at this stage slows us down. We have to explain things and ensure you're not disrupting our workflow.
I promise I won't slow things down, just one specific task. I can follow instructions precisely.
Sarah, there isn't a spare task that fits your current understanding of our prep. Every role is filled by someone involved from the beginning.
This feels unnecessarily exclusionary. I'm a PTA member like everyone else.
Look, Sarah, I need to be direct. Your continued insistence on staying, despite my explanations, is becoming disruptive and a hindrance. We have a significant event to execute flawlessly.
So what are you saying?
I am saying that if you do not leave now, I will have to ask the resort staff to escort you off the property. We cannot afford further delays or distractions. Our time is extremely limited.
Look, Blair, I'm genuinely trying to help. I understand you have your system, but completely shutting me out like this feels unwelcoming. I'm a member of this PTA too, and I want to contribute.
Sarah, my priority is the success of this gala and the funds it raises for our children. That requires efficiency and a team that works seamlessly. Right now, you being here is neither.
So my willingness to help you is actually a problem for you? Find that really disappointing, Blair. I came here in good faith thinking we were all working towards the same goal.
Good intentions don't always translate to effective action, Sarah, especially when dealing with an event of this scale and the expectations of our donors. We have a reputation to uphold.
And I could have potentially helped uphold that reputation with my experience, but you haven't even given me a chance.
I have assessed the situation, and my assessment is that your involvement at this stage would be counterproductive. It's as simple as that.
It doesn't feel simple. It feels like you're deliberately keeping anyone new out of your inner circle.
Our inner circle, as you call it, is comprised of dedicated individuals who have consistently delivered successful events for this PTA year after year. We trust their judgment and their ability to execute flawlessly.
And you don't trust that I could also contribute to that success, even in a small way?
Frankly, no, not at this crucial stage, without the necessary background and understanding of our specific protocols.
This is really disheartening, Blair. I thought the PTA was all about parents working together.
It is, but different phases require different levels of involvement and expertise. Right now, we need our core team to focus.
And you're making it very clear that I'm not part of that core team and not welcome to even observe or learn.
Sarah, I have been more than patient. I have explained our process. Your continued presence is now actively impeding our progress.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going to repeat myself very clearly. You need to leave the premises immediately. If you do not, I will instruct the resort security to escort you off the property. This is no longer a request, Sarah. It is a directive.
You would actually have security throw me out for offering to help the PTA?
Yes, Sarah, I will. The success of this gala is paramount. Your continued presence is a hindrance. Please leave now before I am forced to take further action.
Blair, it's about Sarah. Remember our conversation earlier about the CEO of Artisan Furnishings having the same name?
Nadia, yes, vaguely. I dismissed it as a coincidence. What about it? I am swamped here.
Well, after our chat, I was curious, so I looked up Artisan Furnishings online. Specifically, I looked at their leadership page.
And please tell me this isn't going where I think it's going.
Blair, I saw her picture. The CEO of Artisan Furnishings? It's Sarah. The Sarah who you practically threatened to have thrown out of the resort this afternoon.
No, that's impossible. You must have the wrong person. There are so many Sarah Millers.
Blair, it's her. The photo is unmistakable. Same eyes, same smile. It's definitely her.
Oh my God. Charles is going to be furious. The entire resort is filled with her company's furniture. And I treated her like she was nothing.
You were incredibly dismissive from the moment she offered to help. You wouldn't even let her carry a box.
I didn't realize. She was so unassuming. I just assumed.
Assumed what, Blair? That someone who doesn't flaunt their wealth isn't powerful?
What do I do? What can I possibly do? The gala's here at our resort, surrounded by her company's work, and I acted like she was a nuisance.
You need to apologize, and you need to do it sincerely. Maybe even invite her to be more involved with the gala planning. Her insights could be invaluable considering her background.
Apologize? To the CEO of a major corporation? After I practically had her ejected from our property?
It's your only option, Blair. Imagine the fallout if she finds out through someone else. Or worse, if she remembers your treatment and decides to reconsider her business dealings with the resort.
You're right. I have to fix this now. What do I even say? How do I even begin to apologize for something like this?
Be genuine, acknowledge your misjudgment, and show that you truly value her potential contribution to the school and the gala.
Oh, this is a nightmare. A complete and utter nightmare. Sarah, I need to talk to you, please.
Blair, well, this is a surprise. Suddenly finding the time for a chat? What changed? Did my offer to fold napkins meet the impeccable standards after all?
No, Sarah, please, it's not like that. Well, it was like that, and that's what makes me so incredibly ashamed. Nadia, help me realize who you are.
Ah, I see. So the fog is lifted now that my LinkedIn profile has been reviewed? Suddenly my presence isn't so disruptive at the Cyprus resort?
No, Sarah, please, it wasn't about... Well, it was about that initially, and that's the awful truth. I was so caught up in my little social hierarchy that I completely dismissed someone who was genuinely trying to contribute. It was shallow and wrong.
You made it abundantly clear that certain people, those not in your inner circle or lacking the right aesthetic, need not apply for genuine involvement. Folding napkins seemed to be the ceiling for my potential.
I know, and I am so deeply sorry. My behavior was based on a completely superficial and, as I said, disgusting way of evaluating people. I was so focused on image that I missed the person.
So if Nadia hadn't enlightened you, would I still be regulated to the napkin detail? Would my corporate event management background still be irrelevant to your Cyprus chic vision?
You're right, that's the terrible truth. My apology wouldn't be happening if I were still ignorant, and that's what makes me feel so utterly reprehensible.
Your apology isn't about genuinely regretting your behavior towards another human being. It's about regretting how you treated the CEO of a company that your husband does business with.
No, well, yes, that realization was the catalyst, but now I see how awful I was, how condescending and dismissive. It wasn't just about your potential help with the gala, it was about how I made you feel.
You made me feel like an outsider, like my willingness to contribute wasn't valued simply because I wasn't part of your inner circle, or didn't project a certain image.
And I was so wrong, so incredibly wrong. Please, Sarah, is there anything I can do to even begin to make amends? I would be honored, truly honored, if you would consider being involved with the gala. Your expertise would be invaluable.
My expertise was available yesterday, Blair, before you knew my title. The fact that you're suddenly interested in it now speaks volumes.
I know, and I deserve your disdain. But please, for the sake of the school and the children, could we perhaps start over? I want to do better. I need to do better.
You know, Blair, the thing about furniture, good, solid pieces, is that their worth isn't determined by the label or the price tag alone. It's about the quality of the craftsmanship and the integrity of the materials. People are no different. Some of the most valuable contributions come from unexpected places, from people you might initially overlook based on superficial impressions. Maybe you should spend less time polishing your image and more time appreciating the genuine substance around you. As for your offer to start over, perhaps you should start by treating everyone with the same basic respect, regardless of their perceived status.
Sarah, please, if word gets out about what happened, my reputation will be ruined.
It's not about what happened, it's about what you did. And honestly, I'd say your reputation deserves to take a hit for that. The fall gala went ahead, and while Blair made a few awkward, overly enthusiastic attempts to engage me, I kept our interactions brief and polite. Nadia remained a genuine ally, often shooting me knowing glances across crowded rooms. As for Blair, her frantic attempts to regain social footing after her misjudgment were noticeable. Some parents who had perhaps experienced similar treatment seemed to observe her shift with a certain wry amusement. The PTA continued its activities, but the undercurrent of Blair's superficiality had been exposed, significantly altering the dynamics. I continued to contribute where I felt my skills were genuinely valued, focusing on initiatives that benefited the students directly. Ultimately, the experience served as a sharp reminder that true worth has nothing to do with titles or social posturing.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.